he. The dog thief Xiao Yan. A cold voice came, and Xiao Huo, who was lying on the bed reading a novel, was recalling the wonderful scene just now. Xiao Yan was killed by the big villain of Doupo Tongran again. What? Comfortable. It's a pity that I am familiar with 3,000 novels. When Nang mentions writing and controlling lowly, Wu Nang teases a girl to marry a wife, and is proficient in tens of thousands of routines. It is a pity that I can only watch Nalan Yanran being stunned by Xiao Yan. Bully. It would be great if I can also travel to Doupo. I will let Xiao Yan know what is the real hell. Boom. All around, it was dark. Xiao Huo entered a dark space, unable to see his fingers. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have obtained the qualification to travel through the plane of fighting and breaking. This system will lead you to the pinnacle of life. Control the elder sister, tease Lolita, and marry Bai Fuemei. Are you willing? In the darkness, there is a cold voice. The voice rang. Crossing? Fighting and breaking plane. Xiao Huo looked around. The three elements of the traverser are pretending to be forceful, sultry sister, and dry Xiao Yan. Doupo beautiful women, Nalan Yanran, Sooner, Xiao Xian, Yafei, Xiao Yu, Medusa, Kinglin, there are countless. Wherever Xiao Yan goes, there are beautiful women. Why is this dog thief so lucky? Ha ha ha, it's all mine. All the beauties belong to Xiao Huo. There are 3,000 beauties in the harem. A smile appeared at the corner of Xiao Huo's mouth, and finally he also crossed the plane of Doupo. As for Xiao Yan, Xiao Huo's eyes flashed with a hint of light. Hehe, do you still need to say the fate of the silly dog? System, hurry up, you know. Simplify the process, don't be like other people's systems. Xiao Huo was still a little impatient. He, as long as he enters the world of Doupo, he will belong to Xiao Huo. In my field, I am invincible. System, do you think it will be solved in 3 seconds just like you? Xiao Huo, Nima coins. For you, I was starved to death today. Jumping down from the stairs, I won't be bound to any bird system. Brother's existence, is your little system dare to question? System, the host request has been received, and the self-destructing program is automatically started. Elder brother. Brother, I'm kidding. Xiao Huo quickly changed his face. This system actually came to play for real? System, ding. The system is successfully bound. This system is called, Invincible Pretending to be Sister-in-Law System. It is entering the sphere of fighting and breaking. The line of cause and effect and the world line are being changed. Loading. Host is too short, failed to load, is switching channels, reconnecting. Xiao Huo looked angry. This system, dare to say that it is short? How can you know the length of brother? After all, brother is a man you will never get. Done yet? It's loaded, brother is going to pretend to be forced. Xiao Huo couldn't wait, others were all traveling through the history of Doupo, and his Xiao Huo would completely change this history of Doupo. Fighting and breaking, rewrite the legend because of him. Ding! The system has been successfully bound, and the line of cause and effect in the world is changing. On the continent of Douchi, the host has exchanged identities with Xiao Yan. From now on the continent of Douchi, the host is Xiao Yan, and the real Xiao Yan has become a passerby. First. The cold voice of the system entered Xiao Huo's ears without any emotion. Xiao Huo's expression changed after hearing this. The line of cause and effect has changed. Then isn't this, the start of the game? Sooner hug home? There is no need to strengthen the relationship, because I am the brother Xiao Yan in Sooner size. Xiao Huo laughed, feeling happy. He was familiar with 3,000 novels, and he was naturally very clear that many people became villains and ravaged Xiao Yan in various ways. But Xiao Huo's opening directly turned Xiao Yan into a passerby, and everyone's memories of Xiao Yan were all replaced by Xiao Huo. Then, in this fight against the world, wouldn't sooner call him brother Xiao Huo? System, brother give you a thumbs up. Xiao Yan, this dog thief, if he didn't bring his own protagonist's halo, he could still hit Yun Lanzong to bully Nalan Yanran? Now, the protagonist's halo is on brother's body, and you Xiao Yan is just a passerby. Xiao Yan, he, just wait and see how your brother ravages you. Broken the world, brother is the protagonist. Xiao Huo showed a cheerful smile and directly exchanged identities with Xiao Yan at the start. System, you are Ying me. Let brother and Xiao Yan exchange identities. Why is Xiao Yan the first passerby? Is it possible that brother was a passerby before? Also, if I am replaced by Xiao Yan, wouldn't it be that I only have the strength of the third stage of fighting strength? To be retired by Nalan Yanran. My daughter-in-law, why would my brother be willing to divorce him? Xiao Huo shouted loudly, he has gained the protagonist's aura, but he can't be so weak. How do you pretend to force the third stage of fighting strength? Cheating system. Nalan Yanran, but the goddess Xiao Huo would think about every night. But being bullied by Xiao Yan, one can imagine how angry Xiao Huo felt. This dog thief, a 30-year-old uncle, also sneaked up on sooner in the middle of the night. Perhaps Nalan Yanran was wrong, but in Xiao Huo's eyes, she was not wrong. My daughter-in-law, where's the fault? Ding! The newbie gift package, the host's startup fighting Emperor's strength, use it for 3 days. Note, the host can get experience upgrades by pretending to be forced, teasing girls, and completing system tasks. Do you want to open the panel and view the attributes? The system voice came. Xiao Huo looked surprised. The start of 999, the whole game in one shot? Invincible at the beginning. Now, who would dare to say that Xiao Huo was a waste of the third stage of Doji Li? There is a system, upgrades are like drinking water, sultry sisters are just like usual. Open the panel. Xiao Huo said lightly. Ding! Host name, Xiao Huo age, 18 length, short level, 3 stages of fighting power, 3 days of fighting emperor experience card, gong method, none weapon, none harem, Xiao Suner, Nalan Yanran, withdrawal status, experience value, 0500 ha ha ha, the strength of Duhuang, I'm Lu Ben, no, I'm Xiao Huo, I didn't start hanging up. Quickly cross to Doupo. Brother is going to pretend to be forced. He is very busy. Xiao Yan's voice came. Suddenly, after a whirl of heaven and earth, a fragrance came from all around, clouds and mist, beautiful environment, surrounded by mountains, towering, countless Xiao Yan's memories poured into Xiao Huo's mind. Yutun City, 300 miles away. A team of men and horses are walking toward Yutun City mightily. The headed person is naturally Ge Yat. Behind him, there is a girl with a delicate figure, stunningly beautiful, with a green jade pendant hanging from the girl's delicate earlobes. When she shakes slightly, she makes a crisp jade sound, suddenly showing a touch of delicacy. On the girl's chest, there are 3 gold stars painted. Nalan Yanran. Xiao Huo's eyes lit up, and at a young age, she was already born so beautiful, she was indeed a beauty embryo, and at the same time, she is now his fiancé, Xiao Huo. The line of cause and effect in the entire world has changed. Xiao Huo frowned slightly. Today's Nalan Yanran must go to the Xiao family to divorce. But a smile appeared at the corner of Xiao Huo's mouth, and now he is already the Emperor Do. Although it can only be used for 3 days, it is enough to pretend to be forceful. I don't know what expression Nalan Yanran would have when seeing her fiancé so strong. Xiao Huo is looking forward to it. From now on, there will be only Xiao Huo, not Xiao Yan. In this life, let him Xiao Huo, fight back and forth. In this life, there is no such thing as Nalan Yanran's retiring. Nalan Yanran will never be bullied by Xiao Yan again. In this life, he is the Emperor of Fire, dominates the battle, and the world surrenders. And Nalan Yanran is his Xiao Huo's fiancé. Xiao Huo smiled slightly. He was no longer a waste of Doji Li third stage, but an absolute genius that everyone in the world looked up to. Break off an engagement? Non-existent. Nalan Yanran, he is here. Ding. Task, the villain has been randomly generated, the strength is 9 stars for the master, and 1 star for the fighting spirit. The host has won the favor of Nalan Yanran, and the pretense is successful. The task rewards 3,000 experience, 10,000 gold coins, and a lottery. The system sounded. This task. The system understands me. Xiao Huo suddenly raised a smile. Jie has only the strength of the great fighter 7 stars. Once surrounded by the system-generated villains, he will definitely die. Nalan Yanran will also be in danger. At this time, he is the one who made his debut. Time. The hero saves the beauty and promises with his body. I don't know how Yanran's little white rabbit is developing, Xiao Huo smiled. Presumably, Nalan Yanran is still a little unhappy now. She is a beautiful girl from generation to generation, with a bright future, but she is going to marry Xiao Yan, who is a waste of 3 years. How can she accept it? Naturally go to the Xiao family to retire. Of course, due to the effect of the system, Nalan Yanran did not know Xiao Yan for a long time, and the entire dough-breaking sky of Xiao Yan had become a passerby, and everyone's memory of him was transferred to Xiao Huo. At this moment, Nalan Yanran raised her snow-white chin, and her slender waist was exquisitely refined, standing tall and slim, with the fragrance of her body, all over the country. Uncle Jie, is it something wrong with us going to divorce? Nalan Yanran said softly. She knew that Xiao Huo had become waste 3 years ago. She gave him 3 years, but Xiao Huo had 3 years. No progress. Inappropriate. Yanran, you have to be clear, the waste of the Xiao family is not good enough for you. Now you are a disciple of the sect master, with a boundless future. The great resources of Yunlin sect are enough to turn you into a true genius. Jie said. Okay. I gave him 3 years. Even if I retired, Uncle Xiao can't blame me. We can still compensate the Xiao family for gathering qi and dispersing energy. Nalan Yanran's body was long and joyful, and she was slightly relieved. When she was born, she was betrothed to Xiao Huo. 3 years ago, Xiao Huo became a waste of Das Hai 3rd stage. She waited for him for 3 years, but he didn't make any progress. Now, she should also fight for her own happiness. Yanran rest assured, if the Xiao family dares. Before Jiyi's words fell, a trace of panic appeared in his eyes. There is an extremely dangerous atmosphere all around. This breath made Jiyi feel the horror. He was already a powerful master of the 7 stars, but he felt the terrifying killing intent around him, completely surrounding them. For a moment, the 3 shadow killers rushed to Jiyi's front. Jiyi only felt a moment of horror, and his voice became trembling. Master! Juxing! What kind of people are you? We belong to Yunlanzong. Jiyi yelled in horror. He trembled all over, his eyes were dim, his heart screamed badly, and his body couldn't move at all. Yunlanzong, count as a fart. The shadow killer said lightly. Do, the strong fighting spirit. With a hum in Jiyi's heart, he felt that the last glimmer of hope was completely broken. There is no doubt that he will die. When did they offend these people? Even Yunlanzong is not afraid of it. Nalan Yanran was also a little trembling, the master in front of her was not something she could resist. Xiao Huo, who is secretly hiding, is looking for an opportunity. Boom! The black shadow killer hit Jiyi with a punch. Jiyi's body shot upside down, vomiting blood, fell heavily to the ground, and even the ground instantly cracked. Miss Yanran! Run away! Jie shouted in horror, showing despair. Uncle Jie! Nalan Yanran's little hands were trembling, the shadow killer in front of her kept approaching, and she found that she could not move at all. Strong fighting spirits, terrifying. The black shadow killer shot out, and directly killed Nalan Yanran. Nalan Yanran's beautiful eyes closed slightly, but it's a pity that she was regarded as a genius of Yun Lanzong, but she was going to die here. Stop! Nalan Yanran's voice entered Nalan Yanran's ears. She only felt her beautiful body being held in her arms. Nalan Yanran slowly opened her beautiful eyes and looked at the youth in front of her, handsome, standing against the wind. Hurry up! The opponent is a strong fighting spirit, you can't beat it. Nalan Yanran whispered, her pretty face was pale, although she didn't know who the boy was in front of her, she felt an inexplicable worry in her heart. Fool! With me here, no one can bully you. Xiao Huo hugged Nalan Yanran's delicate body, looked at the girl in his arms, and smiled slightly. The girl is really Gu Qing Cheng, the sweet girl of the sky. Thanks. Be careful. Nalan Yanran's pretty face blushed and quickly reminded that the strong fighting spirit had appeared behind Xiao Huo. They can't hurt me. Xiao Huo smiled slightly, he slowly looked back, and stretched out his palm. Snapped. There was a crisp applause, a sorrowful scream came, and the body of the strong fighting spirit turned around 720 degrees in the air, vomiting blood, and his figure tore away thousands of feet of hideous traces on the ground, and all the gravel along the way it burst, and the ground turned into a scorched black. So weak, dare to challenge me? Xiao Huo said indifferently. He looked at the other two dark shadow killers with indifference, and held Nalan Yanran's hands tighter again. Are you okay? Xiao Huo smiled. No, it's okay. Nalan Yanran said softly, her beautiful eyes were completely solidified, and she looked at everything in front of her sluggishly. There was something incredible in her eyes. The young man in front of her slapped the strong fighting spirit out with just a slap. This is a master of fighting spirit. Was Sekiled? Jie in the distance also showed horror. The people around him looked at Xiao Huo in awe, with a smile of joy. What kind of master is this, who can kill Do Ling in seconds? Is it because he is Do Wang? But when did such a young Do Wang appear on the Do Qi continent? Impossible. There were 100,000 reasons in Jie's heart. He couldn't think of it. He slammed his Do Ling at will, but was easily defeated by Xiao Huo. The two masters of Juxing, all of them fled. Xiao Huo stretched out his hand slightly, a horrible breath is released under pressure, unpredictable, in an instant, the two great fighters Juxing were directly fixed on the spot, unable to move. Want to escape? You guys, have you escaped? Xiao Huo let out a faint smile, and waved his hand again, a strong anger gushing out, followed by the screams of the two great fighting master Juxing, and the two terrifying masters burned all over and turned into ashes. Nalan Yanran was completely stunned. It's incredible. Who is the boy in front of me? In the world, there is actually a genius boy who is more talented than her. Moreover, the long one is so handsome. For a while, Nalan Yanran was still a little obsessed, she was stunned by Xiao Huo in her arms, so warm. Ding ding, congratulations to the host for successfully gaining Nalan Yanran's favor. The pretense is successful. The reward is 3,000 experience points, 10,000 gold coins, and an extra bottle of Pipi trauma medicine, which can easily cure the trauma. Congratulations on your successful promotion to the 9th Duan of Fighting Qi. 100-4500 remaining experience. Nalan Yanran came back to her senses, her pretty face blushing, she was so held in her arms by Xiao Huo, it was the first time she was held by a boy when she grew up so big. It's okay. Xiao Huo laughed, letting go of Nalan Yanran. He knows how to pick up girls, he naturally knows that he has to fight for his sisters. If he keeps in his arms, he will probably arouse the disgust of the girl in front of him. Thank you, son. Nalan Yanran leaned slightly, she smiled sweetly, still feeling a little scared. If the young man in front of her suddenly appeared, she might have died on the spot. Elder Jie in the distance, and everyone around him, were all dumbfounded. Jie showed a strong expression of awe. Who is the boy in front of you? At a young age, with such terrifying strength, I am afraid that his cultivation base will at least start with Do Wang. The strength is unfathomable. Just a palm can crush the strong fighting spirit. What kind of existence is this? There was an unprecedented shock in Ji's eyes. He had lived for so long and had never seen such a talented young man. If there is a chance, he will definitely determine the relationship with Nalan Yanran. Such a genius boy can meet but not ask for it. I am afraid that there is no such a talented young man in the entire Dochi continent. Cough, cough. Old man, Xie Shaoxia came forward to help. Elder Jie walked forward tremblingly, bent over 90 degrees, with an extremely respectful attitude. He quickly winked at everyone around him, and the group recovered from the shock. They all walked in front of Xiao Huo and bowed to salute. Uncle Jie, are you okay? Nalan Yanran ran to Elder Jie quickly, showing concern. Suffering a little injury, it's not in the way. Jie waved his hand quickly. The task at hand was to have a good relationship with Xiao Huo first. Uncle Jie, are you injured? I have an elixir here. Xiao Huo showed a gentle smile. When meeting Nalan Yanran for the first time, she naturally had to adopt a kind attitude first, otherwise how to increase it? Good impression? Jie felt flattered. Young man, thank you for your kindness. I have a pill here. Elder Jie nodded and laughed again and again. He has been rescued, so why would he be embarrassed to ask for Xiao Huo's pill again? Nalan Yanran felt warm in her heart. She looked at the boy in front of her with a shy look. How could there be such a good person? She didn't deliberately take advantage of her, and she was so polite. She had seen many geniuses, and when they had strength, they would swell, completely different from the teenager in front of her. Refined by King Pilguhi. Xiao Huo frowned slightly. Yes. Jie nodded quickly, still a little bit afraid in his heart. Could it be that he offended the young man? He. Pil King Guhi, what is it? Xiao Huo showed disdain. Just a Pil King, he was a fart in front of him. Hey! Ji's expression changed. After all, King Dan Guhi was someone he couldn't afford to offend. He just wanted to explain, but was interrupted by Xiao Huo. It's still a long way from a 5th grade alchemist. The healing pill he refined, I am afraid that you will swallow it and you will have to cultivate for 10.5 days, and my pill can make your injury better immediately. Xiao Huo said indifferently, the system is in hand, who is better than the system? Ji's expression completely changed. His hands were trembling, and Xiao Huo's words completely shocked Ji. 5-rank alchemists are rare in the entire Gamma Empire. Needless to say, Pil King Guhi's alchemy techniques are shocking the world. The young hero in front of him didn't pay attention to King Dan at all. If what the young man in front of him said was true, and he could really refine the healing medicine, wouldn't Dan King Guhi be a younger brother in front of him? Not only Ji, but Nalan Yanran on the side was completely shocked. She took out the chi gathering powder, and said softly, young master, this pill was refined by King Pil Guhi. It is said that it can condense the cyclone of fighting and raise the cultivation base to the fighting person. Gather chi and disperse. Inferior pill, Pil King Guhi, it's nothing more than that. The Pippi Dan I refined, as long as I take one, it can raise the fighter to one level without side effects. Would you like the girl to try it? Xiao Huo laughed, and he took out another pill. Medicine. Of course. I just bought it on credit from the system. The audience is dead. Deathly quiet. Ji Yat, Nalan Yanran, all messy in the wind. Pipitan? What kind of medicine is this? With his decades of experience, Ji Ye discovered that the Gama Empire had no such magical medicine at all. If the young hero in front of you can be refined, it will surely shock the entire vindictive continent. A pill, can the fighters increase their strength at will? Take one to raise one level, and there are no side effects. A magical medicine that is rare in the ages. If Juki-san is placed in an auction house, it can be sold at a very high price. However, this kind of pill cannot be compared with Pippi Dan. If Pippi Dan comes out, how many people will it? Maybe even Furukawa will buy it. Cannot imagine. Really can't imagine. Ji Ye is sure that this kind of pill, even Pill King Guhi will definitely not be able to refine it. Even if the Lord is here, he will be scared, right? It's too expensive. Nalan Yanran was also a little moved, but she chose to refuse. How could she dare to accept such an expensive pill? This kind of medicine can sell hundreds of thousands of gold coins, right? Xiao Huo smiled, he walked forward and directly held Nalan Yanran's cold jade hand, and put Pipitan in Nalan Yanran's hand. As long as it is given to you, what counts for the mere hundreds of thousands of gold coins? You want this world to be yours. Xiao Huo smiled gently. Nalan Yanran looked at Xiao Huo, her whole body trembled, her heart beating faster. Being held by Xiao Huo's jade hand, his body trembled a little. That. Then I will try. Nalan Yanran smiled slightly, her beautiful eyes flowing, and the shock in her heart deepened. Her jade hand moved slightly, she ate Pipitan and closed her eyes. Ji Yi's expression has become unprecedentedly serious, if this is true. The boy in front of you will be an extremely important person. Exceptionally talented, still a hidden genius alchemist. I am afraid that even King Dan Guhi is far from being compared. Nalan Yanran sat on the ground with her beautiful eyes slightly closed. She was extremely beautiful. She was indeed at the level of a rosy face. Xiao Huo looked a little silly. Seeing a real man, she realized that she would be so beautiful. Such a beautiful beauty, Xiao Yan actually bullied her in front of everyone in Yunlanzong. Had it not been for the protagonist's halo, Xiao Yan would have died early. Xiao Huo smiled, in this life, he is the protagonist. Nalan Yanran is his fiancé. Xiao Suner is a childhood sweetheart with him. Xiao Yan, when my brother finishes pretending to be hard, I will return to Xiao's house to find a chance to let you know what despair is. Xiao Huo showed a cheerful smile in his heart. At this moment, boom! A steady stream of grudge emerged from Nalan Yanran's body, and there was a hint of surprise in her beautiful eyes, and there were no side effects at all. She ran to Xiao Huo's face with joy. Wow! I really broke through. Nalan Yanran was beaming. She wanted to kiss Xiao Huo, but she backed away, still a little scared in her heart. What if the young man didn't like her? Ji Ye and everyone else held their breath. Everyone's heart was agitated, especially Ji Ye, who was completely shocked on the spot. There was incredible in their eyes, and the expression on Xiao Huo grew more and more. In awe. This pill is worth 10,000 gold. However, young Xiao gave Miss Yanran the medicine without hesitation. With such terrifying strength and talent, as well as such a strong alchemy ability, Ji Yi's heart became more excited. If she could bring Miss Yanran and Xiao Huo together, the Lord would definitely be overjoyed. Uncle Ji Ye, take the healing pill. Xiao Huo gave Ji Ye the healing pill with a nonchalant expression. He did this naturally to deepen Nalan Yanran's impression of him. As long as the first impression is good, it will be much easier to cheat in the future. Thank you, young man, for his great kindness. Old man, thank you so much. Ji Ye looked excited and took the pill. Really? In less than a moment, the injuries in his body completely recovered. Ji Ye knew the damage caused by the strong fighting spirit to him. Even if he took the pill of King Gu he would have to cultivate for at least 1 year. However, after taking Xiao Huo's pill, his injury instantly recovered. Amazing! Ji Ye looked excited, looking at Xiao Huo in awe. The young man in front of you has an immeasurable future. In the future, I am afraid that no one in the entire vindictive continent can match it. Such a genius boy must be drawn in, sparing no effort to win in. Just when Ji Ye and Nalan Yanran wanted to say something, Xiao Huo waved his hand to them, and said lightly, "Girl, I'm very lucky to be acquainted by destiny. The appearance of a girl is beautiful, and she is like a fairy. I still have work to do, there will be a period later." Xiao Huo's figure slowly left. In fact, he didn't want to leave at all. The first rule of seizing sisters is to try to catch it. Leave the girl with a sense of expectation and let her look forward to seeing herself next time, so that she can deepen her feelings. What's more, Xiao Huo knew in his heart that Nalan Yanran would definitely go to Xiao's house, and they would meet again. "What? Are you leaving now?" A ray of tears flashed in Nalan Yanran's eyes. Her heart was very warm, her pretty face was reddening, and her heart door was quietly opened. "Young man, are you complimenting her for her beauty?" She was still a little bit reluctant, and even before he could thank Xiao Huo in the future, he would leave. "Oh, it's a pity, he didn't leave him." Ji Ye sighed, "Such a powerful genius, I don't know if I can meet him in the future." "My son, Yanran still doesn't know your name." Nalan Yanran was a little bit disappointed. Such a young man saved her life first and helped her improve her cultivation. However, she didn't care about her, let alone her promise. How could there be such a good person? With tears in her beautiful eyes, Nalan Yanran looked at Xiao Huo's leaving back. "Yuten City, Xiao family, Xiao Huo." Xiao Huo's voice came from a distance. This Nizai only now knows to call him. The flowers he waited for are all thanked. Xiao Huo." Nalan Yanran's expression was startled, her beautiful eyes were completely dull. Why is this name so familiar? Yuten City. Xiao family. What? Is he my fiancé? Nalan Yanran was still a little bit happy in her heart. The young hero who saved her life, the handsome son, turned out to be her fiancé. But why does the outside world say that her fiancé is a trash? She smiled sweetly, she didn't pay much attention to the views of the outside world. She only knows that her fiancé is a hero. "Uncle Ji Ye. I'm going to see brother Xiao Huo. Uncle Ji Ye helped me convince Uncle Xiao Zhan to let Yanran marry Xiao Huo brother earlier." Ji Ye was stunned in place. Immediately, he looked excited and showed a cheerful smile. Okay. Very good. Such a heroic boy, who happens to be Yanran's fiancé. Ha ha ha. Fortunately, he has been engaged in a marriage contract since he was a child. This is Yanran's blessing and the luck of the entire Yunlan sect. Ji Ye patted his thigh excitedly. "Uncle Ji Ye." A trace of blush appeared on Nalan Yanran's cheeks. She said softly, as if she had some urging intentions, it turned out that the young man who saved her life was her fiancé, the one she would marry for the rest of her life. Good, I understand. Starting now, I just leave this old face, and I also want to satisfy Yanran's wish. Ji Ye became more excited. If Yanran can marry Xiao Huo, when Xiao Huo reaches the peak in the future, the status of the entire Yunlan sect will skyrocket. Nalan Yanran was sweet in her heart, and she was a little happy thinking of that handsome face. A young man of a 5-star fighter said at this moment, "Uncle Ji Ye, didn't we go to the Xiao family to divorce? How come it has changed now?" "That Xiao Huo, in my opinion, is nothing more than that, maybe it is self-directed self-acting." The voice hasn't fallen yet, Ji Ye interrupted him with a cold beating. "Shut up! Xiao Huo is a mysterious genius in Wuden City. 3 years ago, he was famous all over the world. Now, his cultivation is much stronger than that of the old man. He is a real genius boy. When did the old man say he wanted to divorce? The young man was still a little aggrieved, and said, "You just said. Presumptuous. You shut up the old man. Xiao Huo is a genius." The old man personally brought Yanran to the Xiao family to discuss when to get married. You dare to say that you are divorcing? If Xiao Huo hears it, I'm afraid you will have to die here today. The entire Yanran sect will be hurt by you. Jie looked furious, and this young man usually looks pleasing to the eye. Why is he so stupid today? Maybe Xiao Huo is hiding in the dark right now. Impossible. If he is really the son of the Xiao family, how could he be called trash? Otherwise, we won't leave to divorce. The young man whispered, his voice getting lower and lower, and he didn't feel right. Humph. My Nalan Yanran's fiancé, when is your turn to give advice? Brother Xiao Huo, he must be deliberately low-key, testing Yanran's mind. Nalan Yanran was still a little angry. What is the purpose of this young man to constantly instigate the relationship between her and Xiao Huo's brother? Get out! The old man announced that you will be kicked out of Yunlanzong forever. If you dare to speak wild words and offend young hero Xiao Huo, even if the Lord comes over, you will not be forgiven. Jie coldly ordered, kicking the young man away. He still has lingering fears. If Xiao Huo sees this scene, the consequences could be disastrous. Thank you Uncle Jie. Let's go see brother Xiao Huo. Nalan Yanran still has some expectations. Her fiancé is very handsome. But everyone in the Xiao family said Xiao Huo Xiao is a trash. Presumably they don't know that young Xiao's cultivation is already so terrifying, and he has the best alchemy ability. Since young Xia has no intention of revealing it, then we must not speak up and remember to keep it confidential. Jie quickly urged, for fear that he would go to Xiao's house and make Xiao Huo unhappy. Okay. I know. Nalan Yanran nodded. Her brother Xiao Huo likes to keep a low profile, so she stayed with him, absolutely not letting people know the secret of Xiao Huo's brother. Ding ding, congratulations to the host for the successful outfitting. Reward 5,000, experience points 3 points, outfitting points. Warm reminder, outfitting points can be used to buy equipment, pill, mounts, beauties, loli. Congratulations to the host for being promoted to fighter 1 star. The remaining experience is 6006,000. Xiao Huo felt a steady stream of power and smiled. The touch just now was too cool, but it was a pity that he couldn't get too close with Nalan Yanran, otherwise it would definitely make the other person disgusted. Xiao Huo looked forward. He believed, sooner or later one day, Nalan Yanran will take the initiative to get into his arms, and this day will come soon. The system is in hand, the beautiful girl gets her hands. System, open the panel. Xiao Huo said lightly. Ding. System. Host name, Xiao Huo age, 18 length, short level, 1 star for fighters, 3 days for Emperor Fighter experience card, 71 hours remaining. Gong method, none weapon, none harem, Xiao Suner, Nalan Yanran, love at first sight, experience value, 600, 6000 forced value, 2 points. System, brother didn't just earn 3 points for the pretense value, why is it a negative number? Xiao Huo was dissatisfied. Hee. Throw money, don't have to pay back on credit? Pipitan is worth 5 points to force the value. System. Xiao Huo. The system, give you another chance to organize the language. Xiao Huo said. It is confirmed that the host's hostility has been detected. The system is starting a self-destruction program, is in the process of self-destruction, and is about to destroy the host. The system's voice came. Do not The system is the best. Xiao Huo said quickly, this system has come to play for real again. Where is the protagonist so hard? Snort. When my brother is promoted to Emperor Do one day, the system, you know. Open them all. Xiao Huo said helplessly. Mall. Let Xiao Huo's eyes wide open. Cultivation methods, medicines, weapons, everything. Nima. System, are you playing with me? Pipi wound medicine can repair all injuries below Duhuang, with a force of 1 point. Pipi upgrades Dan, any master below the contender will upgrade to 1 level, with a 5-point force. Pipi aphrodisiac can make women take the initiative, 20 points to force the value. Pipi aphrodisiac can increase the length, and it is worth 20 points. Xiao Huo helpless, what kind of spicy chicken system is this? Do you need to increase the length and time? The system you know a hammer. In the late stage of the yellow tier, the palm of the Vulcan, with a force of 15 installments. In the early stage of the profound stage, thunder was moving for 9 days, and the 25 point load was forced. Qinglong Yunyu knife, 50 points worth of force. Zangba snake spear, 50 points worth of force. Xiao Huo is aggrieved, all of them are so expensive, so hard to pretend to be forced, is it easy? Hey? Good stuff. Duhuang Yunyun experience card, 1000 packs worth. Xiao Huo's eyes lit up, thinking of Yunyun, this is a beauty at the level of a beauty, he is not Xiao Yan, and if there are beauties, it is a fool. Only. How does Yunyun experience card experience? Could it be? Xiao Huo smiled, if you can really experience Yunyun, he. It's a pity that it's too expensive to cost 1000 packs. System, I want to draw a lottery. Xiao Huo said, this system is a bit rubbish, and the equipment is average, and you can't scold it. Comfort. Ding. The draw was successful, thank you for your patronage. System. Nima. Xiao Huo looked helpless. Ding. The host is forced to succeed, and you can get 10 more chances to draw a lottery. System. It's not bad, it looks like a system. Xiao Huo continued to draw, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your patronage. System, can you do it? Xiao Huo was about to go violently. Better than you. System. Xiao Huo looked helpless, this system, hey, it's better than brother Nalan Yanran. Congratulations to the host, you won the top skill. The name of the technique, Dong Dongbo. The system's cheerful voice came. Xiao Huo was helpless, the system of other people's family, the name of the technique was crazy and cool. And his system, cavernous? I won't pursue it, anyhow there is a technique. Ding. Task 1, go to Xiao's house in Mutant City and kiss Xiao sooner. The task rewards 3500 experience and 1 Pipi experience pill. Task 2, go to the Xiao family in Mutant City and drive Xiao Yan out of the Xiao family. The task rewards 5000 experience and Pipi upgrades 1 Dan. Note, you can't kill Xiao Yan, only allow you to hit him in a gentle way. Special rule, the host must get 20 points within a week, otherwise the system will destroy the host and reselect the host. A series of task reminders entered Xiao Huo's mind. There was a bit of excitement in Xiao Huo's eyes. This task. The system really is biological. It's time for him to make his debut again. Pretend. System, let brother teach you how to pretend to be forceful, even if Xiao Yan is a younger brother in front of me. Xiao Huo showed a lewd smile. He is Do Huang cultivation base, although he can only use it. 3 days, wasn't it walking sideways in Mutant City for 3 days? Xiao Yan. You silly dog, I don't know what your face will be when you kiss Kairu. Mutant City, Xiao family. Xiao Huo's speed is extremely fast, like the momentum of thunder, as fast as rushing to the thunder. Brother's cultivation base has reached Do Huang. Although there are only 2 days, I asked my brother to come to Wudin City to pretend to be forced, and strive to buy the Yun experience card as soon as possible. Anyway, I must have a good experience of a beautiful girl like Yun. Xiao Huo has a smile on his face. Isn't it just 1,000 outfits to force the value? With his outfit like this, the king can be caught in his hand. For a while, there was still some expectation. Soon, he will be able to see sooner, and he doesn't know how such a charming girl looks like. Sister Kaoru. Brother will love you so much. Brother is not Xiao Yan's stupid dog. He only sneaks in the middle of the night. He also pretends to be high-minded. If I discovered Sooner's mind, I would have been on it. Xiao Huo laughed and said, there is such a charming girl next to him, no get closer, or a man. As for Xiao Yan, the 30-year-old uncle sneaked into other people's family, and even pretended to be pure when he traveled to Doupo. Disgusting dog thief! Xiao Huo shot a wisp of light in his eyes. Dog thief, if you let brother meet you, hell! Suddenly, a cold voice came, who? What is the purpose of coming to the Xiao family? Ling Ying's voice came. He was hiding in the dark, and he was more confident. He was very secretive. Even if the opponent is also a master, it is impossible to find him. Ling Ying was hiding in the dark, and there was still a bit of vigilance and amazement in his eyes. He was practicing, and he sensed a strong breath and coercion approaching. Moreover, he is still a master of Duhuang series. What kind of strong man actually came to the Xiao family? Could it be that she came to hurt Miss Kaoru? Xiao Huo's figure stopped in midair. He. A Duhuang, dare to provoke him? He is the protagonist with the system. Ling Ying, come out. I won't kill you. Xiao Huo said lightly, with a cold voice. Ling Ying, who was hiding in the dark, was shocked. His scalp was numb, and his whole body was in a cold sweat. An invisible coercion had surrounded him. The young man in front of him could even call his name? Not only that. Isn't this voice the son of the Xiao family? How could Xiao Huo, who was called a waste, possess such terrifying strength? Please don't move you. Xiao Huo's voice came. Xiao, young master Xiao. Ling Ying walked out, trembling all over. For some reason, he stood in front of Xiao Huo and didn't dare to raise his head. The terrifying aura from the young man in front of him made him feel extremely odd and trembling. It's you, hiding in the dark to protect Sooner. Xiao Huo said lightly. Yes. Ling Ying lowered her head, only feeling the great pressure on young Master Xiao in front of him, making him seem to want to bow down, too powerful. When he saw Xiao Huo before, why didn't he have such a horrible breath? Ling Ying. Hiding in the dark all the time, thinking that Lord Ben can't find you. Xiao Huo said coldly. Ling Ying, her body was shaking. Everything he did was originally seen by the son of the Xiao family. But he couldn't feel Xiao Huo's breath, which showed that the young man in front of him was much more terrifying than he had imagined. Please forgive young Master Xiao, I can't show up because... Ling Ying was about to explain. Shut up. My son went home after training, when will it be your turn to stop me? Xiao Huo said, with a hint of coldness in his eyes. An array of killing intent rose into the sky, surrounding Ling Ying. Ling Ying quickly knelt on one knee, her eyes filled with horror. You know. If it weren't for you to protect Sooner on weekdays, just now, you had already turned into bones. In this Jiama Empire, no one would dare to stop this young man. Xiao Huo stood with his hands held in hand, staring directly at Ling Ying with cold eyes, but he sneered in his heart. It feels so cool. Yes. I see. Ling Ying nodded like smashing garlic, full of fear in her heart. He knew in his heart that young Master Xiao in front of him was definitely an existence he couldn't afford to provoke. At a young age, he has such a terrifying cultivation base and strength, and he has a determined mind. His appearance is a trash, but in fact, he is such a terrifying master. How can he afford it? What's more, the person sooner likes, he dare not say anything. My son, why are you? Ling Ying was about to speak. You want to ask, why am I so good? Don't ask about things that shouldn't be asked. There are some things, knowing too much, will cause you to kill yourself, okay? There was a chill in Xiao Huo's eyes, making people afraid to look at each other. I see. Ling Ying's heart is full of incredible, her eyes are dull. Sooner, it's my woman. With me, no one in this world can hurt her. Xiao Huo said again, with some determination in his eyes. A girl like Sooner is worthy of his lifelong guardianship. As for the dog thief Xiao Yan, he is not worthy of it. The 30-year-old uncle is embarrassed to sneak a little girl's body? Xiao Yan, the silly dog, I'll get on you later, brother. Oh, who made you just a passerby? Ling Ying nodded solemnly, he knew that Xiao Huo's words were definitely not joking. Ling Ying was extremely ecstatic. He knew that Xiao Huo hadn't expressed his heart to Miss Sooner before, and he was relieved with the words of young Master Xiao. Such a arrogant, powerful, and young Master Xiao could have the cultivation base of Emperor Dou. Looking at the entire Gama Empire, and even on the Dou Qi continent, there is absolutely no way for such a young Dou Emperor. The future is immeasurable. Teenage Dou Huang, who has heard of it? If Xiao Huo is given more time to grow up, maybe he will reach Dou Zun. Dou Sheng. Even the Emperor. In this way, the status of the ancient family skyrocketed. In the entire vindictive continent, who would dare to be disrespectful to the ancient family? Ling Ying was thinking about it. It is the luck of the ancient family that Sooner and Xiao Huo have such a close relationship. So, he protects Sooner secretly, so naturally he has to promote the relationship between Miss Sooner and young Master Xiao. Ling Ying's heart is full of beauty. If he can reach such a genius boy, his status will rise in the ancient family in the future. I hope that you will understand when this young man is with Sooner in the future. Xiao Huo said coldly, but he was a little excited. Without Ling Ying's secret observation, it would be easier for him to do things. He. I see. Young Master Xiao, you can do whatever you want. Miss Sooner, it's up to you to protect it. Ling Ying also smiled, showing a look that a man knows. Such a genius boy can have a further relationship with Sooner. Very good. Boom. For a moment, Ling Ying knelt on one knee, looking at Xiao Huo in awe. Young Master Xiao. I have never seen a genius like you in my life. If you have any instructions, you can call me at any time, and your subordinates will do their best. Ling Ying knelt down decisively and followed Xiao Huo. Okay. My son hopes that only you will know what happened today. If Sooner knows that I am too strong, I am afraid that it will not help her to practice properly. Xiao Huo said, but he felt helpless. If it weren't for his only 3 days experience card, why would he need such a hardship? Subordinates understand. Ling Ying was still a little touched. Xiao Gongzi really took great pains for Miss Sooner. Ding ding, congratulations to the host for accepting the younger brother Ling Ying, the act is successful, the reward is 6,000 experience points and the 7 point installment value is currently 5 points remaining. Congratulations to the host for being promoted to Fighter 2nd Star. The remaining experience is 6007000. What? This is the 2nd star of the fighter. Xiao Huo smiled secretly in his heart, there is a system, brother's cultivation level is really like drinking water. Go down. Don't see me without my son's order. Xiao Huo said lightly, standing with his hand held in his hand, handsomely. Ling Ying nodded quickly and left respectfully. There was still some joy in her heart. From now on, there is no need to worry about Miss Sooner's happiness. With a genius like Xiao Gongzi, what will happen in the future? Cannot imagine. Xiao Huo's gaze turned to Wuden City, the Xiao family not far away. It's time to go back. Xiao Yan, you dog thief, now you are a passerby, dare to bully Yanran, you dare to pretend to be my son, wait for my son to go back, and cut your head in front of sooner. Xiao Huo showed a cheerful smile. Kaoru, brother is here. In this life, no one can bully you. In this life, let me protect you. In this life, you are my woman. As for Xiao Yan, just a silly dog. Xiao Huo's figure flew high in the sky, and rushed towards the Xiao family. The task of kissing Kaoru. Beautiful. Given his and Sooner childhood sweethearts, Sooner would certainly not stop him either. I don't know how Kaoru's first kiss felt like. Kissing Sooner in front of Xiao Yan, a dog thief, Xiao Huo felt very comfortable when he thought of this scene. Seeing Xiao Yan suffering in pain, what else could be happier than being the old Xiao next door? Still in front of Xiao Yan. Wuden City, Xiao family. Doorway, a young girl in a purple dress is standing at the door elegantly. The girl's cold and indifferent temperament is like the first bloom of a lotus. At a young age, she has begun to have a refined temperament. It is unimaginable. If she grows up in the future, the girl will how will the country be overwhelmed? Xiao Sooner's beautiful eyes, which looked like autumn water, was a little surprised. Are you? Xiao Sooner said softly, her body long and radiant, like a purple lotus in full bloom, her slender legs, curvy and exquisite, but she has an air of indifference. I'm your Xiao Yan brother, Sooner, don't you know me? Xiao Yan stood at the door with surprise in his eyes. For some reason, he is the third stage of the cultivation of fighting spirit. However, since that test, no one seems to know him anymore. Xiao Mei never despised him again, nor did Xiao Ning provoke him. People in the family seemed to regard him as a stranger. Xiao Yan only felt that he was a passerby, alone in the Xiao family. What happened? Right now, Xiao Yan found Xiao Sooner, but what he got was Xiao Sooner's cold answer. Not only that, but the familiar girl in front of him had an aura of indifference towards him, as if she didn't care who he was. Xiao Huo was angry in his heart. What happened? He is the protagonist. The former Kaoru was not like this in front of him. How did it change today? I don't know you. Xiao Sooner said, stepping back a few steps. Her beautiful eyes were still a little indifferent, and there were many people who pursued her, but she never said anything. She has always had this attitude. In the entire Xiao family, only brother Xiao Huo could affect her heart. Kaoru. Xiao Yan's fingers were trembling. He wanted to pull Sooner's jade hand. His hands were trembling. The girl in front of him would unconditionally support him, accompany him, and encourage him. However, is this attitude toward him today? Do not know him? How is this possible? What has changed in this one? Xiao Yan shook Sooner's hand. He didn't believe that his childhood sweetheart would treat him like this, let alone that the girl who was touched by him when he was a child would treat him like this. This is impossible. At this moment, Xiao Yan's pupils shrank suddenly. A young man appeared in front of him. Before he took Xiao Sooner's hand, he held her behind him. It was Xiao Huo with a sneer on his mouth. Brother! What do you want to do to my Kaoru? Xiao Huo sneered, holding Sooner's hand, his heartbeat speeded up, feeling cold like jade, and the girl's faint fragrance came from beside him, and the warm fragrance of nephrite came. Is this the feeling of hugging Kaoru? That's cool. Brother Xiao Huo. Xiao Sooner blushed pretty, her beautiful eyes, big eyes bent into beautiful crescents, her face was extremely beautiful, her beautiful eyes were a little surprised, and she was still a little happy in her heart. Brother Xiao Huo actually took the initiative to lead her hands, and say such sweet words. Silly girl! With me protecting you, no one can approach you. Xiao Huo smiled gently, and held Suner's little hand tighter. Okay. Xiao Suner nodded obediently. When someone pursued her before, she was indifferent and avoided, and seldom worried brother Xiao Huo, but now brother Xiao Huo took the initiative to protect her, which surprised her very much. Xiao Yan's expression changed drastically. What's happening here? The girl he likes, his childhood sweetheart, Xiao Suner, is actually being held in his arms by a strange man today? 10 fingers clenched, why? This is his Suner. Drafting it. Xiao Yan scolded coldly, with blue veins violent, his eyes filled with gloomy anger. Suner was his woman, when was it someone else's turn to hold hands? Let go of my family Suner. Who asked you to hold her hand? You won't be able to die. Xiao Yan was so angry that he was extremely angry. The fists clenched tightly, wishing to go up and tear Xiao Huo right away. Suner, don't be fooled by this silly dog's rhetoric. Presumptuous. Suner is my son's girl, my family's Suner. When will it be your turn to give advice? Xiao Huo stepped forward. Come on. Give me a 30-year-old Xiao Yan. Although Xiao Huo was called trash, he was also the son of the Xiao family anyway. Jiading still listened to him. Who are you? Dare to speak to my son like that? Go up, hammer this girl with 30 slabs. Jiading said coldly, with a weird smile on the corner of his mouth, and walked towards Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan. I'm the son of the Xiao family, okay? I'm Xiao Yan, don't you know me? Xiao Huo said with a look of horror, and there was a bit of surprise in his eyes. He didn't expect that even Jiading would not know him. Where did the wild dog dare to pretend to be my son? Which green onion is Xiao Yan? Several Jiading sneered, directly holding the big board, and blasting towards Xiao Yan's ass. What? What? Ah! Don't hit me! Xiao Yan's eyes were about to split, and a scream of astonishment sounded. Snapped. When he went down, Xiao Yan let out a scream, painful. He clenched his fists, showing unwillingness. Why? Why on earth? He is the son of the Xiao family. On weekdays, these family members were afraid to see him and listen to him. However, actually dared to beat him today. How could this be? Hey! Xiao Yan spit out a trace of blood, and only felt the burning pain in his butt, which made him want to stop. It was very sour, and the intense pain made Xiao Yan scream one after another. What? Xiao Yan looked up to the sky and roared, his eyes filled with endless resentment. He was the son of the Xiao family. Although he was a trash in the eyes of others, his family status was still there. How could these servants treat him this way? This unscientific! Xiao Yan screamed inwardly. But he couldn't shout, and the intense pain made him grin hoarse and look hideous. He felt that his self-esteem had been greatly humiliated. No one knew him anymore. Even Suner was so indifferent to him. Why on earth? Xiao Yan doesn't understand. He only knows that his hurts. Xiao Suner's slender waist was squeezed, and her body was long and happily. She was held in her arms by Xiao Huo. Xiao Huo only felt very comfortable. With Suner in his arms, holding the girl's jade hand, he watched Xiao Yan being beaten. Beautiful! Xiao Huo smiled triumphantly. If he hadn't come here first, I'm afraid this dog thief Xiao Yan was having a love affair with Suner at the moment, but, with him, in the Xiao family, and even the entire fighting spirit continent, Xiao Yan will always don't think about getting ahead. Brother Xiao Huo. Xiao Suner's autumn-like spiritual eyes are still a bit unbearable. She has been a kind girl since she was a child, and she doesn't want to see innocent passers-by be beaten like this. If Xiao Yan is killed and implicated in Xiao Huo's brother, it will be bad. Up! Stop! Xiao Huo said indifferently, I am a reasonable person, and I never do things easily. He looked at Xiao Yan with splitting eyes coldly, but there was a sardonic smile on the corners of his mouth. but his heart was angry. Had it not been for Sooner to call him, in order to maintain his image, this dog thief must be beaten into a pippy shrimp. Sooner and I were childhood sweethearts, how dare you come to destroy our relationship? Kneel down and apologize. My son can consider forgiving you. Xiao Huo said coldly. He held Sooner's little hand. Sooner heard him say that he was a childhood sweetheart. His pretty face became even more blush, and there was a hint of joy in his beautiful eyes. Xiao Huo's brother finally knew what Sooner wanted. Xiao Huo smiled secretly in his heart. He naturally knew that with Xiao Yan's urinary sex, how could he kneel down for others? I will definitely find a chance to slap my face. I have to say, how many villains did Xiao Yan's routine destroy in the pit of the Douchi continent? If it wasn't for this dog thief who had Yao Lao and the protagonist's halo to help him, he would have died long ago. Could he still bully Nalan Yanran? Xiao Huo naturally wanted to give Xiao Yan a chance to say something cruel, and then took the opportunity to beat him again. My son is a kind person. Don't say I won't give you a chance. If you admit a mistake, you can consider forgiving you. Xiao Huo said lightly, holding Sooner's hand in his hand, and taking advantage of the trend to embrace Sooner's waist. This scene was naturally shown to Xiao Yan. Are you angry? Ha ha ha. Is it useful? Sooner, but the woman in brother's arms. As for Xiao Yan, she was just a victim. It's really cool to be the old Xiao next door. You. Xiao Yan stood trembling, forgetting the pain on his ass, his blood-filled eyes, staring at Xiao Huo stubbornly. His eyes were filled with terrifying light. It was the person in front of him that took away his son. When will it be Xiao Huo's turn to hug his Sooner? Xiao Yan naturally knew that in the past 10 years, Sooner had not come into contact with a guy named Xiao Huo. Who are you? Xiao Yan scolded angrily, his voice hoarse, as if he wanted to swallow Xiao Huo directly. There was only anger in his heart. If he was still at the peak of Doji Juden's cultivation base, how could he be humiliated by this? Snapped. Xiao Huo slapped Xiao Yan directly. Xiao Yan turned 360 degrees in the air, and his body shot out 10 meters away, hitting the tree heavily. Even Xiao Yan's nose was in close contact with the tree, leaving nosebleeds and messy hair. Who am I? I'm someone you can't afford to offend. In the Xiao family, when is it your turn to speak to me like this? Xiao Huo took a step forward. Let you kneel down and apologize to my son. Do you dare to disobey my meaning? In the Xiao family, you are wont to shake things up. Xiao Huo smiled secretly in his heart. That's cool. How can the feeling of slap Xiao Yan be so comfortable? Let you sneak Sooner, let you bully Yanran, is it drafted? Of course you can't kill you in front of Sooner, or you will lower your image in Sooner. Xiao Yan stood up again. After all, he was the protagonist of the Douchi continent. How could he die so easily? He ignored Xiao Huo. Xiao Yan's last remaining hope is Sooner. He knows that in this world, the closest thing to him is the girl in purple dress in front of him. She is all over the world, and independent, like a goddess descending to the world. After all, he has touched Sooner. Sooner. Have you forgotten me? I am your brother Xiao Yan for so many years. Have you really forgotten me? Xiao Yan walked to hide from Shan, breathing for every step he took. He didn't know what had affected Sooner. In short, this world has changed. It's changed because of Xiao Huo. He can't beat Xiao Huo now. However, he wants to awaken Sooner's sanity, and only when Sooner is awakened can he have a glimmer of hope. Brother Xiao Yan. There seemed to be some thought in Xiao Sooner's beautiful eyes. For some reason, when she saw Xiao Yan being defeated, she felt a little bit of heartache inexplicably. Why? She obviously doesn't know Xiao Yan. Yes indeed. Sooner, you didn't tell me when you were a kid. Xiao Yan was about to speak. Xiao Huo, who was standing by the side, cried out in his heart that it was wrong. Wipe, this dog thief still has some skill. After all, Xiao Suner is the existence of the Duqi continent and Xiao Yan's childhood sweetheart. She can be said to be single-minded to Xiao Yan. Ever since she was touched by a dog thief Xiao Yan when she was a child, she has completely fallen in love with this young man. Even when he was in the third stage of his fighting strength, he followed Xiao Yan by his side, enough to show how deeply Xiao Suner liked Xiao Yan. Xiao Huo didn't know whether this unscrupulous system could completely change the world line. It would be terrible if Suner's memory was awakened by Xiao Yan, a dog thief. After all, Xiao Huo understood the pitfalls of this system. Make a prompt decision. Xiao Huo coldly interrupted Xiao Yan. Yes. Kaoru, is the girl I have liked for more than 10 years. Suner, can you be my girlfriend? I will protect you for the rest of my life. Even if I am here, I won't be able to touch you. Xiao Huo said gently, and he took the initiative to embrace Xiao Sun. The gentle scent of nephrite came from her slender waist. Brother Xiao Huo. Xiao Suner's pretty face blushed immediately, she was shocked, and she was very happy in her heart. After so many years, big brother Xiao Huo actually confessed to her, her beautiful eyes flashed with tears, so happy. As for what Xiao Yan just said, Xiao Suner had long been left behind. No matter who Xiao Yan is, the person she likes, has always been brother Xiao Huo. There is no doubt about this. It's done. Xiao Huo smiled in his heart. Right now, the overlord should stubbornly bow and directly confirm the intimate relationship with Xiao Suner. By the way, you can complete the tasks of the system, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. For a moment, Xiao Huo hugged Xiao Suner's delicate body into his arms, and kissed the girl's red lips unexpectedly. The girl's faint fragrance came, and all the lines of defense were completely opened by him, and his soft body fell into Xiao Huo's arms. Fit tightly. Gentle as jade, full of fragrance. This is Suner's first kiss, so this is the feeling of kissing Suner. Xiao Yan, with a dumb face, stood in the mess in the wind and watched this scene blankly. The Suner he liked was actually held in his arms by others, and even kissed by others. Even Xiao Huo's hand has been placed on Suner's chest. A bolt from the blue. Xiao Yan's worldview completely collapsed. His Suner was kissed by someone else. Even Xiang was touched willingly by people. Hey! Xiao Yan directly attacked his heart with anger, vomiting blood. However, Xiao Suner didn't seem to notice him at all. She had already been entangled with Xiao Huo, and they were getting closer and closer. Xiao Yan watched this scene with his eyes splitting, his fists clenched, his blue veins burst, his eyes were full of blood red, and his whole body was trembling violently. Xiao Yan's face was extremely blue. This is his woman. It's his childhood sweetheart. However, the girl he likes was kissed by Xiao Huo in front of him. This was originally the benefit that Xiao Yan should enjoy. He waited so hard for Suner for more than 10 years, waited for her to grow up, and then picked her up, and then took advantage of all kinds of Suner, looking for a chance to take her first time directly, so that she is her own woman. Xiao Yan deliberately planned for more than 10 years. Finally, Kaoru finally grew up, the little cherries that gradually developed, and the first kisses that hadn't been taken before, were all forced to take advantage of Xiao Huo's dog. This is the woman he appointed by Xiao Yan, how come? No. Xiao Yan's hoarse voice came with endless anger. Xiao, fire! You wanna die? Xiao Yan scolded loudly. He clenched his fists, released a powerful force, and took a step forward, as if to destroy everything. Boom! Xiao Yan hit Xiao Huo's chest with a punch. Xiao Huo smiled secretly in his heart. He had anticipated this moment and immediately stood in front of Suner, for fear that Xiao Yan's idiot would not be able to hit him. How do you make Suner feel bad? Of course, the most important thing is that Xiao Huo wants sooner to attack Xiao Yan. How would it feel if Xiao Yan was slapped in the face by Sooner, who he liked? When it comes to acting, he is a movie king. What? With a scream, Xiao Huo's face became extremely pale. Without hesitation, his figure flew out, extremely realistic, and he flew out 5 or 6 meters away, and hit the wall heavily. Click! The wall collapsed instantly. Xiao Huo fell to the ground with a miserable appearance. He was buried in the ground by stone bricks, and looked terribly painful. Brother Xiao Huo. Xiao Sooner looked panicked, and there was a trace of shock in her beautiful eyes. The girl's autumn-like eyes shone with tears. She hurriedly ran in front of Xiao Huo, holding the young man in front of her with her jade hands, looking at the wounded Xiao Huo. Her beautiful eyes were filled with distress. Brother Xiao Huo, why are you blocking this punch for Sooner? Fool, you will be fine. I said, with me, no one can hurt you in this life and this life. If you want to hurt you, you must step over my Xiao Huo's body first. Xiao Huo coughed repeatedly, put his arms around Sooner's waist, pretending to be in pain, feeling the faint fragrance of the girl's body, and Sooner's distressed look was lovely and affectionate. Brother Xiao Huo, Sooner has always liked you. Tears fell smoothly in Xiao Sooner's beautiful eyes, and she let her brother Xiao Huo embrace her slender waist and was very moved. Brother Xiao Huo was so kind to her and took the initiative to block everything for her, standing in front of her forever. She just felt that her heart was so warm. Brother Xiao Huo, Sooner only marries you in this life. Silly girl. The weather is cold. Wear more clothes. My Sooner looks better again. She is even more beautiful than a fairy. Xiao Huo rubbed Sooner's pretty face, and the girl immediately lowered her head blushing, shy, and her heart banged. Bang jumping. Come on, put my clothes on for you, even if I'm cold, I can't make my family Sooner cold. Xiao Huo laughed, and kissed Xiang Sooner's forehead again. Brother Xiao Huo, you just need to dress, Sooner is not cold. Xiao Sooner shook her head quickly and looked at Xiao Huo with concerned eyes, but she was extremely happy in her heart. Brother Xiao Huo would actually care about people so much. Xiao Yan, who was not far away, watched this scene dumbfounded. What's the situation? Xiao Yan knew in his heart that he obviously didn't use any force, and with his THRES stage fighting strength, he didn't have much brute force, yet Xiao Huo actually flew 5 or 6 meters. Nima. Xiao Huo is actually playing him. Hateful. Xiao Yan is angry. He punched. It actually made the relationship between Xiao Huo and Xiao Sooner a little closer. Ridiculous, hateful. He can't bear it. Xiao Yan stepped forward, looking at Xiao Huo with indifferent eyes, but with a sneer in his heart. With his fighting power THRES stage strength, although he was not strong, from the performance of Xiao Yan just now, he could crush with a single punch. Xiao Huo. Even if Xiao Huo is playing him, he thinks he is better than Xiao Huo. After all, Xiao Yan was once a pinnacle genius, and his combat experience was much better than Xiao Huo. Xiao Yan was about to say a few ruthless words. However, Xiao Huo interrupted him first. Billion. I don't know what your name is, so I'll call you that first, cough cough. Billion, you like my Sooner, I can understand, but Sooner is already my girlfriend, and someone like you is not worthy of my family. Kaoru. I have a hat made of green-colored jade here. Xiao Huo coughed one after another, pretending to be very weak. Billion, this hat is invaluable. If you wear it on your head, you must rely on Billion. The talents of the brothers will definitely win the favor of other girls. Even if you don't like Brother Billion, you can sell gold coins. Ahem. Xiao Huo stepped forward and put the green glowing hat on Xiao Yan's head. Xiao Sooner behind watched this scene, beautiful eyes stared at all this blankly. I'm so touched. Brother Xiao Huo, really a good person. Even if he was beaten by Xiao Yan, he wouldn't be angry. He still had to give him a gift, let him leave, and give him a clear path. Xiao Suner didn't expect that the brother Xiao Huo she liked was really a kind person. Before Xiao Huo could react, he had already put the green hat on Xiao Yan's head. Ding ding! Congratulations to the host for putting the green oil cap on Xiao Yan's head, rewarding 3000 experience, 5 points worth of force. Note: once the green oil cap is placed on the other's head, it can never be taken off. The host is really good. The system is very good. I'm happy. I'll give the host 10 extra points to install forcing value. The unremovable green oil cap, worth 15 to force the value, the current host's remaining load value, 0. The voice of the system came. Xiao Huo just feels good. Ha 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 ha. Green oil cap. Can't take it off. It happened to be worn on Xiao Yan's head. He was a good man. Such a good first-level head was given to Xiao Yan, and it cost him 15 points to install the force value, but this sale is worth it. Brother Billion, are you handsome? Xiao Huo smiled. He took out the bronze mirror and placed it in Xiao Yan's hand. Xiao Yan's eyes shrank sharply. He looked at himself in the bronze mirror. Xiao Yan, who was originally delicate, wore a green hat on top of his head inexplicably, standing in a mess in the wind. Everyone around looked at Xiao Huo with admiration. It really is the son of the Xiao family. People are so nice. After all, this is the Duqi continent, and the green hat is only known in modern times. Everyone thought that young Master Xiao generously gave Xiao Yan a priceless gift, and young Master Xiao left a good impression in their hearts. Snapped. Xiao Yan opened his eyes full of anger. The bronze mirror was severely thrown to the ground by him. He not only watched Xiao Suner being strongly kissed by Xiao Huo on the spot. Even Xiao Huo really wore a green hat on him. Dare to taunt him as Billion? Xiao Huo, you are looking for death. A terrible killing intent burst out of Xiao Yan's cold eyes. He suddenly took out a dagger and directly pierced Xiao Huo's throat. The corner of Xiao Huo's mouth showed a playful sneer, and he did not dodge. This silly dog! Sure enough, I was fooled. Xiao Yan looked furious and killed Xiao Huo. At this moment, the girl in the purple dress behind Xiao Huo raised her delicate little face. Her beautiful eyes that were like autumn water suddenly burst out with a small golden flame, and the girl's figure burst out, killing Xiao Yan. You are the one who is looking for death. Xiao Suner said coldly. A terrible breath exploded in her eyes. Dare to kill brother Xiao Huo in front of her? Xiao Yan, do you deserve it? Xiao Yan's pupils condensed. Next moment, Xiao Suner's lingering attack came. A terrifying and powerful aura directly engulfed Xiao Yan's body. In an instant, Xiao Yan's miserable and cold screams came. What? Xiao Yan's figure shot backwards quickly, he vomited blood, and his eyes were filled with amazement. The big trees were directly hit by his body. Xiao Yan let out a hoarse cry, tearing a hideous piece on the ground. Black traces. Boom. Xiao Yan fell miserably to the ground. He looked desperately at Xiao Suner, who was indifferent. I only feel heartache, the Suner he liked, but now ruthlessly blasted on his chest. The body hurts, the heart hurts even more. Kaoru. I am your brother Xiao Yan. How can you do this to me? Xiao Yan vomited blood and fell to the ground. There was only ferociousness and anger in his expression. If Xiao Huo hadn't appeared, how could he have fallen to this ending? Impossible. It's impossible. How could his fate be like this? Xiao Yan, who was blasted out, touched the green hat on his head, only to feel the great humiliation. The Kaoru he likes. If Xiao Huo is pressed under him, what? Xiao Yan was heartbroken, and just wanted to tear Xiao Huo to pieces. Shut up! Brother Xiao Huo treated you so well, you still want to kill people. A terrible cold light appeared in Xiao Suner's autumnal eyes. She no longer had any trust or pity for Xiao Yan. She didn't expect that such a person would appear in Xiaojiaran. It was really ridiculous. It's a sinister intention, came to her to show good wishes, but secretly wanted to kill brother Xiaohuo. If it weren't for her, what would happen to brother Xiaohuo? Brother Xiaohuo, are you okay? Xiao Suner asked with concerned eyes. Her light body, Yue Xiao took the initiative to hold Xiaohuo's arm and stuck to his side. Now she is Xiaohuo's girlfriend. Even if Xiaohuo's brother is a waste of Do's Hilly's third stage, she also likes it. As for Xiao Yan, which passerby is it? She doesn't know. Okay. Suner, you'll be fine if you are okay. Xiaohuo held Suner's little hand and smiled. Xiaohuo's faint gaze turned towards Xiao Yan who was lying on the ground. Ah! Dog thief, you also have today. How does it feel to be cooped? A waste dog like you is not worthy of Suner happiness. Nalan Yanran, was bullied by you, why can't she pursue her love? She is the proud son of heaven, she is so dazzling, why would you marry you who only have the power of fighting? Sent you to gather chi to disperse, do you still dare to pretend to be forced? In the end, he ran to Yun Lanzong abruptly and beat Nalan Yanran in public. Xiaohuo hated in his heart. This dog thief! A stupid uncle who is pretending to be upright in the sky? Xiaohuo hates dog thief Xiao Yan the most. He is obviously a pervert, but he pretends to be a hero with awe, and only comes out at critical times to pretend to be forceful. What is he without Yao Lao and the protagonist's halo? At this moment, the ring in Xiao Yan's hand fell to the ground. My ring! Xiao Yan's hoarse voice came. Click! For a moment, Xiaohuo stepped on Xiao Yan's hand. Xiaohuo was condescending and asked coldly, bold. Dare to steal my ring? Our Xiao family is a thief. Even if I steal my ring, I still dare to confess to Suner and want to kill me. Who will give you the courage? The ring is filled with people like Yao Lao. Xiaohuo knew clearly in his heart, he wants to kill Xiao Yan's chance to grow up. If it wasn't for the system's limitations, you couldn't really kill Xiao Yan, otherwise the Douchi continent would collapse, otherwise Xiaohuo would have already hammered Xiao Yan, the dog thief, into a toad, but that's fine, it would severely ravage Xiao Yan. Comfortable. Douchi continent is brother's world. And Xiao Yan can only be trampled underfoot by his brother forever. Angry? Older Yao was also accepted by my brother, who else can you call? Brother has a system, it's useless to find anyone. My ring. Xiao Yan's expression was distorted, his eyes were full of blood, and even his ring was snatched away. He only felt a deep weakness and despair, very painful. Come on, call me. I said why I couldn't find my ring. It turned out that Billion had stolen it. Xiaohuo coldly ordered. Suddenly, the families around are all showing disdain. Dare to grab something from young Master Xiao? Which onion is Xiao Yan? Snapped. 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 The big board directly hammered Xiao Yan's ass. Xiao Yan howled miserably, very miserable and desperate. He could even feel the smile at the corner of Xiaohuo's mouth. Why? Who did he provoke? Suner, was robbed, everyone doesn't recognize him anymore. When he was tested as the third stage of Dus Hilai's cultivation base, he was not so painful. Even if he was ridiculed by everyone, he was not so helpless and hopeless. Xiaohuo clenched his fist tightly, he is not reconciled. He is dissatisfied. Something must have happened in this world. It is impossible for him to fail, no matter what happens, he will find the time back. Xiaohuo, you are better than me now. One day, I will let you know what despair is. 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Hexi, don't bully the young and poor. In less than 3 years, I, Xiao Yan, will definitely be able to kill back, and then personally let you kneel at my feet and take back my Suner. Xiaohuo's teeth were closed tightly. So angry. Xiaohuo smiled faintly when he heard the words. Kaoru is here, he can't do anything. Later, sooner is gone, let's see if my brother will kill you. Dare to drag you in front of brother Hexi for 30 years, he dong for 30 years? Brother has been in Hebei for 30 years, and Henan for 30 years. Pretend to be a calf? Dog thief, you wait. Xiao Huo naturally knew that with Xiao Yan's urinary sex, even if he was hit, he would never give up. Instead, he would find a chance to abuse him back. Hehe, they all have Yao Lao's existence, and Yao Lao is now in his hands. Xiao Yan, can you grow up a fart? Give him 30 years? Give him 3,000 years, it is not brother's opponent. Brother has a system, like a treasure. And you, Xiao Yan, are just a silly dog. At this moment, a middle-aged figure flew over, it was Xiao Zhan. What's the matter? Xiao Zhan's voice came, his eyes looked at the beaten Xiao Yan, showing a hint of curiosity. Hey? Who is this? How could he be beaten so badly? Father. I'm Yanner. Xiao Yan seemed to have caught a savior. He knew in his heart that even if Sooner didn't recognize him, his father Xiao Zhan would never be like this. After all, blood is thicker than water. If you don't even know Xiao Zhan, this is impossible. However, Xiao Zhan's gaze was somewhat puzzled. Huo, are you okay? Xiao Zhan walked up to Xiao Huo and said with a concerned expression. It's okay, Dad, our Xiao family is a thief, it's him. Xiao Huo pointed at Xiao Yan's nose. Suddenly, Xiao Zhan was furious. He was angry at first, so did Xiao Zhan have a thief? Come on! Put this thief out of Xiao's house for the old man. I will kill you again next time. Xiao Zhan said coldly. Boom! Xiao Yan's eyes gradually became dull. The trace of hope left in his heart also disappeared at this moment. Don't even know his father anymore? How could this be? Xiao Yan watched this scene with stagnant eyes, as if he could still feel the sneer and pride in the corner of Xiao Huo's mouth. Then, Xiao Yan was slapped directly to the door of Xiao's house. Very miserable. Ding ding, congratulations to the host for completing the task of kissing Xiao Sooner. The pretense is successful, and the reward is 15 pretenses. Congratulations to the host for driving Xiao Yan out of Xiao's house, acting successfully, and rewarding 15 costumes. Congratulations to the host for being promoted to 4-star fighter. Remaining experience is 08000. A series of notification sounds from the system came, and Xiao Huo showed a satisfied smile, and finally drove the dog thief Xiao Yan out of the Xiao family. Sooner was already his girlfriend. Next, find a chance to beat Xiao Yan well. Emil. Nalan Yanran should also be coming. She is the beauty of the heavens of the Yunlin sect, the existence that countless people look up to, and she has an excellent appearance, and she is all over the country. If the people of the Xiao family knew that Nalan Yanran wanted to marry him, what would she look like? If you wait for Yanran to come, how good would it be to find a chance to spoil her for a while? Xiao Huo laughed, and the thought of Nalan Yanran's soft body made him a little excited. When Yanran is gone, let's see if I can get closer to Sooner. Anyway, Ling Ying is also my brother's younger brother, and maybe even stealing pleasure. Xiao Huo's eyes became brighter and brighter. Girl, it's not a coin. He is not Xiao Yan, he is obviously a pervert and pretends to be pure. What Xiao Yan didn't do, let brother do it. The teenage Sooner has an exquisite figure, although she is still small, she has already begun to take shape. Such a beautiful girl, let her brother take good care of it. As for the dog thief Xiao Yan, just wear a green hat. Xiao Huo swallowed and looked at the curious girl next to him. Perhaps Sooner didn't know her favorite brother Xiao Huo, but was thinking about how to push her to bed. Huo, how do you feel? Xiao Zhan asked concerned. Father, I'm fine. I'll take care of Kaoru first. Xiao Huo took Sooner's hand, and hugged the shy girl in his arms, and hooked Suner's slender waist. The girl's pretty face was flushed, her head was lowered, and she whispered, "Uncle Xiao Zhan is watching. My family Suner is so beautiful, I can't help it." Xiao Huo smiled, feeling the girl with the gentle fragrance of nephrite in her arms, and now he has established a relationship with him, but Suner is not such a casual girl, and he can't put it in bed directly. Requirements. The matter of going to bed, we still have to consider the long-term plan. If necessary, Xiao Huo can buy Pippi aphrodisiac, so Suner will be his woman directly. Xiao Huo quickly dismissed this idea. He didn't even bother to prescribe medicine to Suner. The most important thing is that Suner can't do it before fighting Saint. Xiao Huo just wants to take good care of such a beautiful girl, slowly enter the girl's inner world, conquer her heart bit by bit, and keep her in his arms forever. Only in this way can she have a sense of accomplishment. Brother is an upright person. Xiao Huo left directly with Xiao Suner. Xiao Zhan in the distance was stunned. Immediately he showed a satisfied smile. With Xiao Suner there, maybe Xiao Huo can also come out of the depressed state, right? Xiao Zhan sighed, still a little helpless, looking at Xiao Huo's back, he only felt guilty. Xiao Zhan shook his head. If this continues, he can only let Xiao Huo manage the family business. Huo has only 3 stages of fighting power, and he wants to break through to the 7th stage of fighting power within a year. Too difficult. Patriarch, there is a guest from home. Someone came to report. Who? Xiao Zhan asked. The heavenly lady of the cloud Lanzong, Nalan Yanran. An elder Ge Yat, the 3 elders are already seated, waiting for you to pass by to welcome the distinguished guests of the Xiao family. The voice fell, Xiao Zhan's eyes were a little puzzled. Yun Lanzong, Nalan Yanran? What is she here for? In the room, Xiao Huo gently hugged Xiao Suner's body, sniffing the faint fragrance of the girl's body. Suner is so beautiful. Xiao Huo said softly, looking at the girl in his arms, she was really in good shape. Xiao Suner's white jade-like face was flushed, and her slender jade fingers patted Xiao Huo's back. Is it better? No matter what, Suner will be with Xiao Huo's brother. Xiao Suner could feel Xiao Huo's low mood, the 3rd stage of fighting strength hit Xiao Huo's brother hard. Brother Xiao Huo is everything to her. As for the others, she didn't care. With you, I will. One day, I will be the pinnacle of the world, and protect you well. Xiao Huo smiled, and embraced Suner's waist. The girl's delicate body trembled slightly, but he still didn't struggle and let him hold it. In this world, only brother Xiao Huo can hold her like this. Suner believes that Xiao Huo's brother will stand up again. Xiao Suner smiled lightly. Although she didn't know why Xiao Huo's brother would be so kind to her suddenly, but she was very satisfied. Suner, take a good rest at home. I went out to practice. Xiao Huo touched Suner and walked out of the room with a flushed smile. This feels really good. So happy. It's a pity that he still can't make random requests to Suner. He always has to go straight to bed step by step. I'm afraid that Suner will be in conflict. Xiao Huo smiled, still feeling a little proud in his heart. He was not in a hurry. Kaoru will become his woman sooner or later. Xiao Huo's eyes became cold. He felt very upset when he thought of the things Xiao Yan, the dog thief, did when Suner was a child. Fortunately, Kaoru's is still there for the first time. Xiao Huo was very angry. Unexpectedly, there is no Yao Lao in the ring he got. The real Yao Lao is still in Xiao Yan's hands. This dog thief seems to be quite cunning. Could it be that he changed the world line and caused Yao Lao to wake up early and want to assist Xiao Yan? He. Xiao Huo looked furious. The old man Yao is so ignorant of current affairs. If he is so, he can only kill you together. System, can I kill Xiao Yan directly? Xiao Huo asked, with a particularly serious expression. If he could, with his current cultivation base of the Emperor Do, he would be enough to kill Xiao Yan in seconds. Even if the latter had the help of the old man, he would definitely die. No. System. Xiao Yan is the protagonist on the plane of Doupo. Although he has changed the world line, he still cannot kill the protagonist. Otherwise, the world of Doupo will collapse, unless the host reaches Doughty or you have a length of 20 centimeters. System. Xiao Huo, wipe, dare you say I'm short? Believe it or not, use Pippi aphrodisiac. It rises to 20 centimeters immediately. It's too short. Pippi aphrodisiac can't help you either. The system seemed to sigh, still a little disappointed. Xiao Huo's hung has nothing to love. The system, you guy who doesn't even have a hair, dare to say that the brother is short. When he joins Doughty in the future, he will turn the system into a woman and put it on the bed. Not to mention, brother now has Sooner and Nalan Yanran, life with a harem is really happy. Xiao Huo thought about it for a long time, but only had 30 points for the forced value, and couldn't buy the Union experience card. Hey! Poor, I don't know how to experience Union. Union's beauty, but a woman of the alluring country level, Xiao Huo still has some expectations in his heart. If such a woman enjoys the Union experience card, it would be really good. Xiao Huo's eyes flashed. Even if you can't buy the Union experience card, just go to the place where Xiao Yan and Union once stayed, and then find a chance to directly meet Union. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway, Union at that time had no combat effectiveness. And Xiao Yan, the dog thief, is he still so sensible in the face of Union who opened his door? In the mere purple fire, where can you compare the most precious thing to Union? Xiao Huo came to the conclusion that this dog thief gave up Union in order to cultivate and save his life. He just wanted to improve his strength to bully Nalan Yanran, and he had exhausted all means. Really frantic? Xiao Huo sneered. With my brother, Xiao Yan, the dog thief, would never want to bully Yanran. System, buy 6 Pippi experience pills. Xiao Huo said, or the experience pill is more real, find an opportunity to give Nalan Yanran, this is his fiancée, she must take good care of him, and no one can be bullied in Yunlin sect she. Ding, the purchase is successful, and the balance is 0. Task, sleep with Nalan Yanran for 1 night, and kiss successfully, task reward, 10,000 experience points. The voice of the system sounded. Xiao Huo's eyes lit up. This system is indeed biological. Nalan Yanran, brother is here.